Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. That's right. It's time for Sarcastic Distractions, the interesting podcast for interesting people. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman Society of Podcasting. Myself, Harvey, my heterosexual life mate, David.
Yellow.
And the ever-loving, ever-buzzing AJ. Little frog in your throat there, bud?
Yeah, hi. How's it going?
Have you kind of, you get that itchy throat?
Yeah.
That's the most annoying thing is like, it's like you feel like there's something like sand in there.
Yeah. Try to get it out? Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah,
and
sure.
then you're just trying to, and then you have to get a glass of water or something.
Of
Otherwise,
course.
you can never get really rid of it.
Never. It
And
just
nowadays,
stays there
with the
forever.
whole big sea out, you start making that sort of noise, and
Uh-oh.
people slowly edge away from
Yeah.
it.
That's right. They're like, you might give me some of that. I don't want that.
It's like, no, I'm not sick. It's just.
Do you understand? It's it. I just can't get rid of it. It's right here. I can't. It's lodged in my chest. For sure. If you couldn't figure it out, today we are talking about.
We're not talking about that. We're talking
Breathing?
about that's what we're talking
That's
about.
right. That's right.
Shut up, Dave.
We're talking about our journeys with smoking. Two of us are ex-smokers. One is a current smoker. And we thought it'd be fun. Sort of. Educational. Sort of. We don't know. We're going to have this conversation
We're
about
like a
smoking.
weird game of 3-card Monty. Find the smoker.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point.
Something tells me they'll find it pretty ezy in our little
Well,
group here.
I guess.
After, when we reveal the trick,
Exactly. Yeah, because we're such magicians over here.
we're prestidigitators.
We sure are. That's what we are. But yeah, we thought it'd be good to talk about our journeys with smoking and such.
Specifically, cigarettes.
Specifically cigarettes.
Specifically. Cigar,
Though we
yeah.
can call out other things, of course. Too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not opposed to
Yeah.
that.
Well, you know how they play nowadays. Maybe I know, at least in my context.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So where do you want to start?
I guess when we started.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Start from the beginning.
All right. So Dave, I think you might, you technically started, I think, before.
Okay, you can't
All
just
of us.
point at people.
AJ started. But Dave, we'll do our story. You talk about yours first, and then I'll jump in because we're kind of connected.
Well, the first, so when did I start? So again, I had tried cigarettes back like when I was in grade 7. I remember going up north with one of my cousins, and she was hanging out with one of those crowds and got a cigarette or two and had some fun, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I truly did not start smoking, like in the sense of I wanted and would go out and get more packs of cigarettes until I was probably grade 10.
You're so classy, cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Yeah,
Yes.
grade 10. That sounds
Yeah.
about
I
right.
probably had my first one. I was about grade 7, 8. I remember taking the bus and there was another teenager type fellow that was on similar line. And for some reason, he would share his cigarettes with me. In retrospect, when I look back on that, if I caught my children sharing cigarettes with a stranger, I'd be less angry about the cigarette, more about, what the fuck are you doing, you stupid child?
I know. I think of all the ways we used to acquire cigarettes illegally before our age. And I would never let a child do any of that today. Never. It's horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would say for me, about grade 10, and around that time frame is when I became a true smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full tilt, needed to buy the packs, having them all the time. That's standardism.
Yeah, and I would say I was maybe 6 to 8 months behind you.
Yeah.
I think it's about right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
right.
I was, for me, what got me smoking, because I was the goody two shoes. I was never going to smoke, never going to blah, 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 all that nonsense that you say as a kid sometimes. And I remember I was scorned by a lady at the time, and I thought, well, that's what I'll do. I'll smoke a cigarette. And you very much tried to convince me not to.
I'll smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. That's
Dumped by a lady.
That's right.
Oh, I'm so angry. I'm going to smoke.
In my defense,
I've never smoked before.
In
but
my
I'm
defense,
gonna smoke.
I did say I was a teenager, so that's my defense. I was
That's my
I was
excuse.
very young, dumb, and
Fair
full of
enough.
some, for sure.
That's fair.
So and then slowly but surely, as time went on,
You become a smoker.
I think it was you the first time. I was like, hey, when are you going to finally buy a pack of cigarettes? Because so many of you.
Bumming smokes off everybody.
Oh, God.
So much.
Yeah.
Always remember the guy, I should say, in grade 13 that would go and buy us cigarettes. And he'd always go and he'd okay, give me 4 or 5. And we give him half the pack because we're still newbie smokers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
half a pack of smokes? Jeez.
Well, when we
Christ.
started, though, they were less than $4 a pack, $3.75 or
I think
something
that's
like
what
that.
it was, yeah.
It was something like that.
I don't ever remember paying that little for smokes.
Oh yeah, remember that? There
when
was
we first started.
I remember it jumped up to like $6.50, and we all lost our minds, and then it went back down to like $4. We're like, hey, it's back to normal.
Yeah,
again.
there was the up down for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
I remember
$3.75
when they were
when we
like
were younger.
$5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it stayed the longest in around that $7-8 range.
Feel like that's
I
true.
think you're right too.
Yeah. That's about where I
'Cause
remember the majority
giving
of my
people
smoking.
like $10 and going to get a pack. Getting them to get a pack of smokes and getting them to they keep the buck 35 or whatever.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Right.
That's what I remember most of it being about the $10 range.
I feel like that. Yeah.
Under that.
Yeah.
But
AJ, your smoking
man.
origins.
I started when I was like 12,
oh wow.
11, 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So grade 7, 8 and around that time frame.
No, that would have been grade 6.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
13 would be
right.
grade 8.
Yeah, 13.
So grade 7, yeah. So
yeah, okay, yeah.
Grade summer after grade 6 probably.
Okay.
That's when I
Gotcha.
started. But when I actually started buying buying smokes and stuff, oh god, I don't remember. I don't recall it being a process of like smoking here and there. I think it was just like on and off.
Gotcha.
It's just like I
Yeah.
didn't, now I do.
You didn't, then you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Were you smoking regularly from the age of 12 on?
somewhat, I think somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Two-
Like what?
I
One or
guess
two a day
regular.
sort of
I
thing?
guess regularly enough that you can get away with it
Right.
around your parents and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like I remember going to hotel lobbies or motel lobbies and using the smoke machines.
Oh yeah.
The ones where you put the money in.
I
and you,
remember
I
those.
remember
yeah, you
those.
pull the
Yeah.
thing or you push the button
God.
and smoke.
I
comes
only
out.
ever got a chance to
Yeah.
use one in the States.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah.
too. I saw one in here in Canada, but I wasn't smoking.
I never
I remember
but
seeing
yeah,
them all
yeah.
the time up north. They'd always have them in like service stations
Oh,
Right.
nice.
or hotels or motels. Like motel
they'd be
lobbies
popular
and shit
there,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember restaurants. Because
Oh.
you could still smoke in a restaurant.
Yeah, I would say, remember
They
that
would
whole
have-
fun?
Oh my god.
They'd usually have a smoke machine at the front door.
Yeah, that's where I remember seeing one. Mash McCann's, I think. It's just a fucking old pub here that no longer exists, but it was back in the day. And I remember that's where I think I saw a cigarette machine
Yeah.
the
Nice.
first time.
So that's kind of how we used to get around the whole trying to find somebody to get us some.
what a,
I wonder why they got rid of the smoke machines.
Right?
what a
But
dumb.
I mean, we were paying like, hotel lobby prices.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
$11 for a pack of
For-
smokes.
yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
No,
then they'd have the horrible ones like was it the De Maurier Special Mild or whatever? They were in the silver packs,
Okay,
right. I remember
gotcha.
those. Yeah.
like grandma
Yeah.
smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like yellowy vanilla color on it? The cover.
No, it was like silver. Like,
yeah. No, I remember
like
now.
metallic silver
Yeah.
and with black and red.
I'm
writing on
thinking
it.
of another smoke with this, but yes, I remember these.
Hmm.
Yeah.
These De Maurier smokes.
Du Maurier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually switched much of my flavors in my entire smoking. I tried
No.
things periodically, but I was always a Player's Extra Light regular.
I'm with you. I think Players Light was my brand. You're right. I definitely tried some others. I know we liked the premieres when they were a thing. The
I remember
charcoal
I
thing.
wanted to like them. In all
But,
full
yeah.
truth, they were too heavy.
They
The only
were
thing,
way
it was
too
just they
heavy.
were too cool. I
Yeah.
wanted to be cool.
They were the cool
with the little
cigarettes.
pebble or whatever the fuck they were.
Yeah,
inside
the
filters.
charcoal.
The charcoal.
Yeah,
Uh,
The charcoal filter.
What other
thingies.
brand had that? Canadian Classics
Mm.
had the charcoal thing. Actually, the smokes I have, the Pall Mall Smooth King Size, have little bits of charcoal in the
Oh,
There you
really?
go. That's
yeah.
fun.
in the filter.
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
It's still a thing. Look at
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
But-
I was always Player's Extra Light, or now they call it the Player's Smooth or whatever.
Whatever.
It
Is that what
nowadays.
it is? I
Yeah,
don't
they
even
can't.
know.
They can't
Yeah.
do
No
extra
lights.
light
Yeah,
and
no
Well,
lights.
yeah,
anymore.
because I mean, tobacco's tobacco, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's no real light
it's just
tobacco.
because there's just holes in the
Yeah.
in the filter, right?
Yeah, that's all.
I
it is.
remember one of the places I used to get smokes was my dad, and he smoked Matinee Extra Mild.
Okay.
So they had like a row of like four hole
Yeah.
rolls,
Yeah.
rows in the filter.
Yeah.
So we used to either get those and we just rip the filters right out, like just pull the fiberglass out or
Yeah.
whatever it's made out of, the cotton.
Yeah.
Or we'd cut it at the holes.
Yeah.
So you'd have
Right.
like that much filter. You'd still
Yep.
have a little bit of filter.
Yeah. Remember
Or
that.
we get a rolling paper
And
Wait.
just roll around
and
it.
just take the gummy off,
Yeah.
the gum off the
Yeah.
rolling paper, and just lick it and roll it around there
Nice.
and cover up the holes.
Hilarious.
They're still gross smokes though.
Yeah,
they
they were
tasted
not
like
tasty.
fucking balloons.
Yeah, they were not.
Like that, like they tasted like rubber.
Any smoke cigarette that I had that was too airy was disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like almost ready to hurl every
But
time.
yeah, I flip flopped every so often. I started off on Du Maurier.
Blech. Yeah.
And it was always regular. It was
Right.
always usually like the strongest I could get.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Du Maurier or then Player's Filter.
Yeah.
For a short period was Export A Green.
Oh, yeah.
Green.
I remember
Green
we
Death.
tried.
we had a ton of friends that experimented, so that's how I got a lot of those because I was too intimidated to buy those.
That was like
But,
brief.
yeah.
And then I went back to I think Player's Filter.
Well,
or something.
JPS that I was responsible for a while. The Jonathan Player specials.
Oh, the black pack.
Black-
with the
yeah,
gold, with
yeah.
the gold writing.
Definitely
Yeah.
bought those a bunch.
Yeah.
But they were way too freaking strong. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And then they started coming out with like smokes and they have like the special tins.
Oh, right.
You'd always
That's
get,
right.
Like Du Maurier Players had like
Yeah.
the metal
Collector's
tins that they come
tins
out.
for cigarettes that you
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't remember.
You don't
Really?
remember those?
No.
We used to buy those all the time, and then we'd put our joints and weed in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they double as a good spot for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I never got any of those.
Yeah, I
Or
remember
like
those.
if you're keeping change or something like that, you put change in there.
I
I
remember
think I
it.
still have one or two of those in a box somewhere.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
That
said
is cool.
somewhere weird.
That is
Somewhere.
that's interesting,
Yeah. I only have one empty pack of cigarettes, and it's just the one that we used for the movie going back.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
God, what is that, 12 years ago
Shit,
now?
more
Fuck.
than now. Fuck.
More than
Probably longer
12.
than that.
14.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody wants to fund us to make a movie, let us know. We gotta screen it. That's about 14 years old.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Because that's back when I still smoked. And I remember
Yeah.
we made the prop with the one dude's name. I think it was Marcus. I can't remember exactly which one it was. I'd have to go look at it.
AC or Marcus? I can't remember.
I can't remember, to be
Yes,
honest.
yeah.
But anyway, it was just, I still have that. And every so often I see it, I just look at it, and I put it back.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's fucking-
every so often in my basement, I'll come across an old pack of smokes before they changed to all the brown color.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, this one was I think it. I'm trying to remember now if it was still an extra light pack. I think it was actually. I think it's still an extra light. The
Oh, yeah.
calendar on the back, all that
nice.
good
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole extra light thing didn't come into play too long ago. Like
No.
when they took away.
Oh, yeah.
Light, extra light.
Yeah, that
whatever.
came. Yeah, I think that was because they took that away. Just I would say, I think that was actually a thing because I had quit and then I restarted. I think that's it was the Player Smooth. At some point, I went to buy cigarettes, kind of get Player's Extra Light.
You
We
look
don't
like
have
an
Extra Light.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's the alternative?
What's the equivalent?
Player's Smooth. Sold. Give me
Yeah.
a Player's fucking Smooth.
Just give me fucking smokes.
Yep.
That's
And of course, I love being human because there probably is the exact same thing,
yeah.
but it's different.
It is different. It's not extra light
Yeah.
anymore. No way.
No, it's smooth.
It's
Yeah.
smooth,
I don't understand how they can
Full
get away with
flavor.
saying smooth. Like
Yeah.
smooth to me seems more appealing. Like because that's
Sure.
what they're trying to do, right? Like
Yeah.
it's the psychology of appealing and getting
Yeah.
rid of that.
Yeah.
Because red pack versus blue pack, that's going to make somebody want to start smoking. Or look at all the colorful packs, that's going to make
I remember. Yeah.
somebody want to start smoking. Or
Ironically, all the weed is in colorful packs.
Yes.
no, it's not.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it's not.
Yes, this guy saw an orange one, a red one, a green one.
Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it was like more like colorful. Yay!
No. I mean the packaging is all colors.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
that's-
all. That's I
yeah.
think that's ironic.
But yeah, I feel like smooth is more of an enticing word than light,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like players smooth.
Yeah.
All right.
But the reality is, it's not smooth.
Oh, it's
I mean,
not.
if you're a new smoker and you go, "Oh, Player Smooth, I'm gonna smoke that," you're like,
Yeah. You'll do that, then you'll
Yeah,
feel like
right.
shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't feel good.
yeah.
I remember
exactly.
starting.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about it. Like teenagers, I remember we would go out and do the lunch walk,
Mm-hmm.
and between yourself, myself, and BJ, I think,
Yep.
we would share
Yep.
a cigarette,
A cigarette. Yep.
one a day,
Yeah.
and we'd be done.
That would be fine. That would all be
Yeah.
all we need.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was enough time to air out before he got home and all that sort of
Well, because we
nonsense.
did it
Yeah,
at
yeah.
lunchtime
Exactly.
and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at the school and all that.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't until later that we really started smoking.
Yeah, it became more of that. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, at least for me personally, as I started to get older and I was a true smoking addict, true smoker, I've always been fortunate where I never got too much in where I was doing like a pack a day or anything. Personally, I would, pack every 3 days. That's
Yeah.
generally.
Wow.
Yeah, I was never. The only time I did more than
Wow.
that is if I was out partying and drinking.
Yeah, there's
if
the
I
odd
was
time.
partying and drinking,
Yeah.
then I was doing fucking.
Sure.
I needed a fucking full
Yeah.
Well, what do you call it, the 8-pack again?
The 20 packs of small packs.
No. When you get the 8-pack together, give me a carton.
A carton.
Fuck, it's been so
yeah,
long.
cigarettes.
8 packs of smoke.
cigarettes.
Sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
8-pack
okay.
of
carton.
Yeah,
A
carton.
cartons. It's been so
Yes.
long. I
I
was
can't
like,
even
shit.
imagine buying a carton right now. Holy shit.
Oh no, you.
It's like 160
the only.
or something.
Holy fuck.
The party I go
I'd only
camping
buy
with.
I'd only buy a carton if I was going to the native
Reserve?
reserve there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a buddy of mine that do the fishing with, we're driving up, and normally he would get there, but they were out of his particular style. And he's like, I'm an old man. I'm not fucking buying a cheap ass brand. He buys
Right.
just the standard.
Yeah.
And it was like $160. I was like,
Oh my friggin'
Christ.
word.
even back in the day, I rarely bought cartons, but at least
Right.
back then, it was like $80-90.
Yeah.
At the most, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a lot too. But
Mhm.
you're right. It was a rarity. Yeah, I don't smoking wise, same. I would say a pack every couple of days, maybe. But I was spacing them out more too. Obviously, I smoked for 16 years, so sometimes, smoke a lot more than others.
Mhm.
But same with you, like partying, drinking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
party and drinking, I would do
smoking more,
a ton more
right.
Oh,
cigarettes.
I've been a pack a day for a long time.
Yeah.
No, I never got to that level, thankfully.
I would get sick of smoking cigarettes, so I would just be like, all right. But then you're still an addict, so you still got to smoke.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be
That's the thing, yeah.
easier to like space them out. At
Can't
those
say I'm
times.
not sick of smoking cigarettes.
yeah.
Sure.
Well, for me, my favorite moment when I look back in retrospect, my lung had dropped because of a cold, so I had no fucking left lung. What am I still wanting to do?
Smoke.
Fucking smoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, throughout the whole COVID thing and stuff like
Yep.
that. When I got COVID, I
Yep.
barely smoked any weed or anything like that. But cigarettes, yep.
Got to keep that level going.
Yeah. Yes. That's the thing about smoking cigarettes. There really isn't a great return of investment on it. You know what I mean?
Not really. No.
Well, so I have to be honest. I am happy that I'm a non-smoker. I wouldn't go back to it.
Yeah.
But there are things I do miss, and it's stupid moments being human where it would be a nice, wonderful morning, calm, and that you get that still air that has that, it's not foggy, but there's the moisture in the air.
Right.
And I would go out and have a smoke, and it was just, that feeling.
Excuse me. I feel you though. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wow, just puke some more.
I'm smoking too much over here. Sorry. But I feel you. Nice, crisp morning,
Yeah,
coffee,
like-
smoke.
Oh,
It doesn't get better. And if I could do that and just that, mwah, what a life.
I figured out a way to do it personally.
Okay.
Now again, so I know I'm jumping, but fuck it, I'm allowed to do these things.
Yeah, it's your
So I did
podcast.
quit, and I've been over 7 years clean,
Yeah.
0 cigarettes.
Congrats.
About, I'd say 3-4 years ago, I decided to try a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that I could do a cigar. And again, with a
Nice.
cigar, you can still get mouth cancer and tongue cancer, these
Sure.
things. I don't inhale it. So I just do
you don't inhale cigars, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you don't. I've
You're not
made the
supposed to.
mistake. Well, no, trust
I
me.
have done so.
I think
You've learned the lesson if you accidentally.
Right.
Captain Blacks and Colts and shit like
Yeah.
that's one thing. But like an
Yeah.
actual like fucking
Cigar, yeah.
cigar.
Sure.
Even Colts. I got some Colts just for fun, and I accidentally inhaled one thinking I could.
Yeah,
No. So I don't even do Colts. But it's one of those things that for me personally, it's just I can have that experience again,
Mm-hmm.
but now I don't feel like I'm falling back into the trap.
Which
Right.
leads me to believe that what you're addicted to is more of the other shit that the tobacco's processed with in regards to cigarettes. Because I've noticed the same thing. Because I like the cigars and stuff like that. But when I smoke a cigar, after I smoke a cigar, I want a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
So my nicotine, it's not the nicotine that I think they always say, nicotine craving. That's the terminology they use. But I think it's something else. I think
Yeah,
it's the
definitely.
like whatever formaldehyde or
Yeah.
It's all
all
the
the
all
other
additives in it.
all the other additives. I think there's something in that's more addictive
Yeah, for sure.
than the nicotine because you're probably definitely getting much more nicotine than you need from a cigar.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Regardless of if you're inhaling or not, because it's going into your
It's still in your
bloodstream through your mouth
For
and
sure.
stuff like that.
Yep.
And then I've always found myself like even way back in the day before I ever conceived of smoking good cigars, it was the
Yeah.
Whatever you can
Colts or
get.
the Captain Blacks or the Century Sams or Pom
Sure.
Poms or whatever you get from the fucking corner store. And it was always like, immediately after finish smoking it, I want a cigarette.
Yeah.
I would like to have a cigarette now. That didn't do anything for whatever addiction.
Well, it
I
probably
have.
made it worse because here you are smoking a cigar, not inhaling, not doing, those aspects. And even if you are inhaling a little bit, you're not getting those same additives.
Right.
So your body's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Here I am.
I don't want this fake
doing
shit.
this. And yet there's what give it
Yeah,
why is it in my veins? Come on.
Yeah, nicotine's addictive, but I don't think it's at that same level as the unnatural chemicals that are involved in a cigarette.
It's unfortunate that we've come to this point, to your point, that we've come to this point where we can't really separate tobacco from whatever additives they're in, unless you're speaking of cigar terms, right? Because
with cigars you have it's a leaf of tobacco that's rolled. It's not processed.
Yeah, and the tobacco that is going into the cigar is also not processed.
Yeah, none of the tobacco in a cigar is processed with the
same
chemicals. 400 other chemicals that are in a cigarette.
You might get your wine cask, whatever things and stuff, but you're not getting, them putting in, let's mix this with this to make sure you stay addicted to it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a big factor to it. But yeah, I mean, that shows you just how freaking powerful cigarettes are, right?
Oh, they are.
It's amazing.
Well, it's like even one thing I still find funny is I wouldn't blame this, but I always remember my dad smoking Colts as well, and he would do the full smoke of a Colt, right? Called. But this is going back. I think they've changed it over time because I had a Colt recently, and it didn't have that same flavor to the tips. They would flavor the tips.
Oh yeah,
they don't do that anymore because you're not allowed to flavor tobacco products anymore.
Yeah.
So the ones that you're remembering, they were wine dipped.
Yes, or something.
They had wine. Microphone. They had wine dipped and rum dipped.
I don't remember which one my dad had, but all I know is
but yeah, you're not going to get the same.
Them.
Again, isn't that fucking ironic? You're not allowed to have flavored tobacco products, but how many flavored cannabis products are there? How many flavored alcohol products are there?
But are cannabis ones? Oh, I guess the eatables.
Yeah,
I was going to say, but is cannabis because you get a banana split strain weed? It doesn't taste or smell.
But
like
you can get
bananas,
blunt wraps that have, and then you get papers that are flavored, and you get.
But now the blunt wraps aren't tobacco.
Sure, but they're still flavored, and that's
technically you could wrap them.
Yeah.
Around tobacco,
you could essentially.
Oh no! Yeah, we used to.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we
kind
used
of
to do.
Then you just.
Oh hell! I still remember us taking the cigarettes. We would take the liquid marijuana and dip the tip of the cigarette.
Yeah. Oh, in the resin. Yeah. Oh no, it was oil. It was
oil. Sorry, that's what it is.
Yeah, resin was not a thing then. It was called oil.
Not resin.
It was called oil. That's right.
There was no resins or rosins or shadows or diamonds or.
At that time, we didn't even know how they got oil. We just knew it was.
We just knew it was
cannabis. Yeah, it's
like hash.
Exactly.
Well, it might have been hash. I always knew that. Yeah, with a joint, we get high, and I want to lie down. We'd fucking do that shit. Now we'd be energetic.
Oh yeah,
let's go fucking tackle something.
I always thought that a cigarette and weed went well together in regards to maybe getting a little higher.
I did back in the day, but that was also my last time with tobacco, so I have a different stance on it now.
Yeah, being someone who smokes, I don't think it's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like you smoke a bunch of bowls or a joint or something like that, and then you smoke a cigarette, you don't get any higher.
Okay. Did it sustain your high longer?
I don't think so.
I always had that impression back in the day. I read that whole thing came from Britain, adding tobacco to your cigarettes or to your weed.
You
what?
Can't do that.
What do you mean?
Put the cigarette,
the tobacco in the cigarette. You can't do that.
Can't put the tobacco in.
Sorry, you're right. Tobacco in your joint is the term.
You can't do that either.
No, you can't. No, can't not allowed to do that.
No, can't do
AJ
that.
says that's not allowed.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Well,
I mean, you can do it if you want, but you're wrong.
But it actually came. A little history lesson. That was a British thing to conserve their weed, and then that just migrated to us. And I always had the impression, like I didn't do it often unless I was trying to conserve my weed back in the day. But I didn't. I always had the impression that it was either getting you higher or sustaining your high longer. And that was all fine. But then the last time I did that, however many years ago, a few years ago now, but he didn't know that I was coming over. He's like, I rolled this joint with tobacco. Oh yeah, no big deal, whatever. But the thing is, after the high wore off, the fucking
The ick?
shit that I felt and everything from the smoking did not leave me for like another day. And I'm like, wow, is that what I was maintaining when I was smoking? Like, I mean,
oh yeah,
that's crazy.
It's one of the things that helped me personally quit.
Yeah.
Both times, because I've quit officially twice. Was that just you're doing that wake up in the morning and just the cough, spit, cough, spit.
Yeah,
And I was like, you know what? It won't fix tomorrow. It won't fix in a month, but yeah, I'm done.
It's done. Yeah. Yeah. That was it for me. Like what got me to, I've quit twice completely now. This is my second full time, hopefully forever.
Yeah.
But the one thing that kept me quit was, I'm going to start smoking again in my 70s or 80s.
That's why I was laughing. I'm like,
yeah, when I'm fucking old and gray, I don't give a shit. Let me smoke my cigarettes again.
Story if you want to hear.
But, dude, hold on to it. But then after that lace joint with the tobacco, I don't think I'm going to smoke in my 70s or 80s. I think
that's good.
I feel like, cigars probably, but that
pipes. What about like pipe tobacco?
I would try it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I've never done
like
a pipe.
Smoking a cigar, I think.
Yeah, I've never done a pipe.
I think that's more akin to smoking a cigar where you're not inhaling as much.
A friend of mine did, who's not a smoker, and did try a pipe and said he very much enjoyed the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be worth to try it.
It's tastier.
Sure. Yeah.
I once did. I can't remember which culture they're from. The big things. The shared
hookah.
Oh, hookahs. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a hookah.
I'll smoke those.
Yeah.
But I think
it's because when you do that though, you're not necessarily smoking tobacco.
No, you're not.
You are. It's just it's a different type of tobacco, and the nicotine is very. It doesn't have. Well, yes, you kind of have to.
No, it can be dried fruits and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can do that stuff too. That's true. But shisha's pretty nice.
Shisha's nice.
It's pretty great.
But you're right.
And the low nicotine.
You're right. Yeah, the nicotine level is very. It's like having like a quarter calf coffee or something.
Exactly. You can smoke those things for like hours and just be like, just puff away.
Yeah.
So
I've done one once.
Yeah.
Up the street from us, they opened up a.
I was gonna say there's a couple spots in town.
Yeah.
Actually,
they closed quite quickly, but they tried.
I think there still are a couple spots in town. I think there's one on Warrencliffe.
I should go there. I have a hookah. We should get it going.
Just get like the real shishas.
Yeah.
I think you can get that in like convenience stores and
I'd give it a try. Like I haven't done this in fucking over 10 years. I think when I last did it.
I'd have a hookah.
Yeah, I do a hookah. There we go.
There we go.
I remember we used to buy hookahs and pack the big bowls with weed.
Was that? I feel like that. I haven't done that. I've mixed weed with the shisha and stuff.
Oh no,
but I gotta assume would be a waste.
No.
Okay, because I just assumed you would not be able to smoke all of it.
Well, then you put it out and save it for later.
But isn't that just burnt weed? No,
isn't smoking the stuff that comes out of your vaporizer just smoking burnt weed?
Not really. It's different.
Well, it'd be like packing okay. So
I'm asking legitimately because I don't know. I've never just done straight weed. Right? But I've seen the end of a session with shisha and weed. And I'm like, I wouldn't.
No, not shisha. No. Yeah. I wouldn't smoke that. But say like you usually when you have a bowl or something like that in a bong. I remember back in the day but nowadays it's more of a personal bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of pack enough for yourself.
Sure.
Burn it, tap it out, pass it on.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, you used to pack like your pipe. You'd like pack it right down, take a couple hits, put it out, sort of thing. You do that with tobacco pipes too. You tamp it out. Right?
My grandfather used to do that.
Right.
So it'd be the same thing with a bowl of weed.
Okay.
So you have the big big shisha bowl, whatever, and you just kind of pack it full of weed, and you burn a little corner of it.
So you're not smoking it for hours. You're just smoking a little bit here. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
That's what I'm thinking.
You could keep sitting there relighting it, or do what they do with shisha.
But
and get the brick of charcoal.
Yeah.
Cover it in tin foil, get a brick of charcoal, put the charcoal on top, and then it's just continuously.
Highly recommend shisha and hash mix.
Yeah.
For those.
Hash shisha.
Hash shisha. Yeah.
Hash shisha. Yeah.
I've never
highly
done
recommend
see that.
Highly recommend.
Never done that.
Yeah. Unless you get something really tasty like
strawberries or apples or something,
or chocolate flavored shisha. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice.
Good times.
Good.
Anyways.
Yeah.
KFC.
So apparently we're not done smoking. Just cigarettes.
just cigarettes.
Well, no. Other than, as I said, the odd cigar, I actually because weed, I don't mind doing the odd joint, but I'm more of an edible guy personally.
Yeah. And if you push them to the shove, you'll take a vape over a joint, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I would rather vape.
So an odd joint, would that be one that's rolled like in a U shape?
That's an oblong joint.
No, I mean just periodically I'll do a joint for fun. Why not? But
Gotcha.
the closest I'll get to a
You
joint
sound
is
like such a. Periodically, I'll do a joint.
periodically.
I'll do a joint.
Periodically, not often. I take full responsibility for my actions. Now I'm an edible guy.
Yeah.
Plus, and again, it's a meism to a certain extent because one thing, don't get me wrong, it doesn't always work this way. Even while drinking, going back when I was younger, I would get so fucking drunk that I'm just blah blah puke puke puke. Never felt good.
Yeah.
But my big fear is, and this is going back shit, and now we're totally on the marijuana front. What, 30 years ago? I guess not quite that long, more like 25, where I smoke way too much weed. What happens when you smoke too much weed when you're young and you start to be sick?
Green out.
You're just sick and sick and sick. Where at least when you drink too much with alcohol, you're sick, and you pass out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can, I don't know, with my experience, we've kind of touched upon the differences here, but my experience, green out sucks, but you can ride it out.
I'd rather green out than be too drunk.
Yeah, because I feel like you can't ride out being too drunk. You gotta pass out or you're fucked.
Yeah, you're non-functional.
Yeah,
I feel like you can at least still function when you've greened out.
But to be fair, cross-reference for Dave's point here, I've seen him green out to the point where he's not functional. So maybe there's a case to be.
I guess I've seen people do that. Yeah,
as he's greening out right now.
Maybe.
No, it's true. Yeah, and there was no alcohol involved. It was just straight weed, and he's like, "I'm done, son." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, I had a buddy do that.
Yeah. So know,
but I think it might be more of a select few kind of thing because, like, at least in my experience, it's always a situation where you've got 3, 4, 5 people hotboxing somewhere, or smoking a bunch of weed in a small contained area.
We're doing a Jamaican hotbox or something.
Yeah. And then one dude can't handle it.
Right.
Yeah. He's the one who's got to get out.
Right. He's the one that's got to be taking care of. Sweetie.
The odds are, every 1 in 5 people is like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe with drinking that would be a higher percentage of people who
when
are
you're
like,
young.
No, I'm out.
Yep. Like I know me in the elder years, like, when it comes to drinking, like don't get me wrong, I've had moments, we discussed one. But like nowadays I generally don't want.
I think it's a matter of knowing your limit at the same time too. It's like, okay, I know I'm at this point, and then I know if I drink 3 or 4 more, I'm going to be pretty fucked up.
Right.
But I'm not going to be this fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
So as soon as I get this fucked up, that's when I stop.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that. Right?
Or it takes them longer to get there.
To figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey.
Everyone's journey's different.
Back on the cigarette front, I still remember moments of I just felt good drunk, go out for that smoke, and instantly, for whatever reason, bleh.
Yeah.
I've had that numerous times.
You guys ever, going back to smoking cigarettes, because that's what we're talking about. You guys ever have like that one cigarette in one pack out of like 15 that kind of tastes sweet?
Oh, it was like the best cigarette?
It was like the best smoke,
You get it once every like 3 packs or something. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That would be
it's
the
like
great
chasing the dragon.
Because you want all the smokes to taste like that.
Right?
And they don't taste like that. Yeah.
I never had it so much personally from a taste. It was just, and I kind of called it out already, the moments. Those moments of just the smoke was perfect. Because those are things I do, I must admit. Like working, rough day, horrible. But this is another good example. And I went outside for my stander outside the door smoke thing. And I'm out there and I'm upset and I'm just smoking away. And rare for me, I finish it. I'm like, fuck it. I light another one. And a guy that I've known for worked with, I should say, for 4 years, he comes up behind me. He lights his own smoke. I'm like, how long have you been a fucking smoker? He goes, I don't smoke at the office. You're having a bad day. I figured I'd come out with you. Just this once.
Yeah.
And just stupid moments like that.
No, you're right.
And in the end, and it's nothing to do with smoking. It was just 2 guys having that moment in the good way.
For sure. If there's one thing that I would probably miss from my smoking life is how many moments from smoking pits or smoking times.
Yeah,
or
it
whatever.
is a social.
It is. It is. It's like oh, you smoke, I smoke. Oh, now we got something in common.
Yeah, right.
Start talking, or
I got something in common. Let's go for a smoke and talk about that thing more or something like that.
Exactly.
We did that a lot at
the
place we worked at there.
The place we shall not name.
The building.
The garbage building.
Yeah, we did that a lot there. Right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually get little crowds going in a little pit and do our little act.
That's true.
And get people going. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good time.
It was good. Yeah.
And same. I remember a really great moment smoking when I was working at a bank that shall not be named as well. And I had a really rough day where I was basically this work situation was I was kind of hosed by my coworkers in a negative way. And it left, and I was trying to do the right thing. Anyways, left me in a bad state immediately after this 45-minute call or something stupid, which they're only supposed to be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I go for a cigarette. Obviously, I'm noticeably upset. My supervisor, who's also a cigarette, came out and we had a moment. He's like talking
Your
to me about
supervisor was a cigarette?
He was a cigarette, yeah.
He smoked
my
the
supervisor,
supervisor.
who was a smoker as well.
Oh, okay.
He was a bit of a cigarette. I'm not going to lie.
He was a cigarette.
He was a bit of a cigarette. It wasn't a misnomer.
I was going to say, holy fuck, I want to work there. I don't care how shitty it is. I want to work with a cigarette.
Rishi will agree with me. He's a bit of a cigarette. But no, and he calmed me down, by just having a smoke session, and we just kind of talked things out. And it was just a moment that probably wouldn't have happened if we weren't both smokers. Right. So yeah, it was a rare moment where the smoking area was clear. So we just had it to kind of go through things. So yeah. So I hear you.
It was good.
Really make it.
Well, yeah. And what made it even great for me for my moment was I actually had nobody smokers.
Yeah.
When I was in the actual work spot.
Yeah, you would have been one of the last holdouts, I'm sure, right? Because, I mean, that was a transition going on.
Maybe not. Well, there was a transition. I wouldn't say it was one of the last because it's one of those silly things of there were a few other smokers, but just because of timing and we're in different things. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I always kind of smoked alone.
I've had certain situations where it's benefited me situationally. Okay. Like when I worked at a place in the mall that shall not be named. The manager and the district manager were both smokers.
Oh,
so they'd always, be like, "Hey, let's both go for a smoke."
Yeah,
and then, you get to chat outside of work, and you're kind of like a little more buddy with them.
Yeah, chummy. Yep.
Wasn't that like a Friends episode or something where she tries to start smoking?
Oh yeah,
right.
Yes,
was,
she's the only non-smoker or something.
Yeah, who was it? I can't remember who it was. Was it Rachel?
I think so.
Yeah.
Aniston,
Rachel,
Jennifer
was it Rachel or Phoebe?
Yeah, I don't remember which character. I don't think it was Phoebe. I think it was Rachel. But anyway, I was amused by it because I'm like, yeah,
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, smoking's bad now. Can't do that.
Oh yeah, now it's totally
it's illegal.
Like it's one of those things. Like out of our entire organization here in London, I think there's only one smoker.
That's crazy.
And that's like 40 people.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
There's not too many people at the museum either.
Mm-hmm.
And there's me, my buddy Chuck, who doesn't. Chuck smokes, but he doesn't buy smokes, nor does he bum smokes very often. Like he's one of those guys. Like if he's offered a smoke and he feels like having a smoke, he'll take a smoke.
But he's not going to buy packs.
But he's not going to buy packs.
Right.
And
those people.
I know they're the fucking unicorns, man.
They are.
It pisses me off.
Who can just no, I don't.
There's
feel like
a member in my extended family who can do that.
Yeah.
He'll just. He even has packed cigarettes. He'll randomly buy them just because every so often he feels like a cigarette.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that.
It drove me up the wall.
Chuck used to be able to. He used to get like packs of Captain Blacks, and I think you get 8 per pack. He used to be able to make one of those last like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
just wow.
And like even when we're hanging out together, he'll ask for a smoke, or I'll offer him Rarely he'll ask for a smoke, or I'll offer him a smoke. But then like when I have a go to have another smoke, it's like, hey, you want another one? No,
right, no. Yeah, I have a friend
or
like
he'll
that.
just ask for the kill.
I have a couple of friends that will only smoke when they're drinking, and they don't have the need to smoke the next morning. And
so weird.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's so weird.
If I could do that, I would still smoke to this day.
I think so.
I mean,
I can do that with alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol's a little bit different, but not smoking for me.
For some.
Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I know.
Guaranteed, I will smoke that pack.
As we already called out, once we're old or we're on the edge of death and we know it's coming, then I'll start smoking because I know me. As soon as I have that one, I'm back in.
That's it. You're in. Yeah,
I know.
I was even nervous with that joint with the tobacco, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, because that's how
again.
Man, that's that's interesting to think of because like if you think of somebody who's like some other form of addict, right? Oh wow, that's kind of weird to think of. It's like,
oh yeah,
oh man, there was cocaine in that, or there was got a little bit of taste of heroin. Oh fuck,
yeah.
Am I gonna slip back into?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Tobacco's on the lighter end for sure.
I guess you don't think about it the same way because you can't just walk into a convenience store and
buy cocaine.
Well,
I know, not yet.
I mean, you might be able to, but I'm not sure.
There are probably
I'm
certain.
sure there are certain ones that you can,
Yeah.
but not legally.
Yeah.
You can't legally walk into a convenience store and buy cocaine.
There's no cocaine and heroin on the storefront. No, they're not advertising.
So
it.
it's almost one of those like addictions you take for granted because it's not something like alcohol where it has a higher potential to ruin a situation or stuff like that, right? You're not,
Gotcha.
You're not having to smoke, getting in a car, driving and killing somebody, or
correct,
ruining your home life by throwing your dog in the washing machine or something like that.
Correct.
In fact, the opposite might be true if you're a smoker and don't have a cigarette. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's
true.
You
get stressed out, upset.
For sure.
But yeah, I think it's an addiction that is kind of taken for granted in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not destroying lives.
Right.
The one
I guess it is because people are still dying from
that's just it. For here in Canada, because again, we have the healthcare, that is the one place where you're technically harming society when you're a smoker,
right,
because it's high likelihood you're going to require more medical care, which means that's a cost to society.
Yeah.
Right. Short run, long run. Yeah, absolutely.
But we also tax the shit out of cigarettes.
I guess it's not as much of a visible.
Correct. You're not directly harming or hurting anybody else.
I'm thinking when you're drinking, like you can see that person's drunk.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's a visible.
Yeah.
A visual that goes along with it, or with cigarettes, it's just kind of like, oh, that person's smoking. Ew.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to, oh, that person's all messed up on heroin and they're all like falling over.
Right.
Like,
it's more socially acceptable, or was anyway.
It was. Nowadays, it's a little rougher.
Yeah, it's definitely
easier to kind of.
Again, another concept that I it's hard to wrap my head around. It's like, okay, so I can't smoke here, I can't smoke here, I can't smoke here, I can't smoke here, but I can still buy smokes in the store.
Yeah.
Like, how is that?
You can't see the smokes you're buying, but you can still buy them.
Right. Like, there's so many.
And it's like, okay, well, I want to smoke.
Stipulations, but you can still do it.
We want overtaxed. We want you to pay for overtaxed cigarettes.
With the stipulations.
What do you mean?
My point is there's so much, but that you can still do it. Right? Then why not just say you can't do it?
I would equate it to driving. You have speed limits. You're not supposed to drive within them, but you have the opportunity to not if you choose not to.
But when you choose not to, you're fined.
If
you're caught.
Right.
If I choose to smoke
in a place you're not supposed
to
smoke,
get fined.
You'll get fined.
I'll get fined. But if I choose to do it in a place where I'm
right, if you drive within the speed limits, you're fine. You won't get fined.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah,
I
get what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
So trying to keep you in your lane, cigarette boy.
Yeah, it's more
cigarette
that
boy.
Again, for me, I actually have never minded a lot of the where you can smoke rules because they've always, even as a non-smoker, or even when I was a smoker, they made sense.
Yeah, for the most part,
You can't, they don't want you to smoke in a public establishment that's fully enclosed. Makes perfect sense.
The only time, were you done? I don't want to cut your point off there.
Well, no, go ahead.
No, because when they set up smoking sections, when you just say out loud, like, this is smoking and this is non-smoking, the smoke can't. There's a barrier.
It's like COVID can't get you in your ear.
It's like witchcraft, like, putting a line of salt.
But the problem is the people that work in that establishment now
have to deal with
it.
So
no, then they just have to say that the smoke will not bother me. And then they'll have,
and then they'll
have
or they just have to say, I hate rabbits 3 times, and the smoke doesn't.
Yeah, no, because I have to admit, like, I have to, for the smoke, it's similar to the COVID that got thrown out there, where it's a lot of, here are the rules because you've made that personal choice. That's great.
Sure, but I think the only argument I have was that change here in southwestern Ontario, maybe all of Ontario, when 2005, 6, when they basically said, okay, if you want smoking in your establishment, you have to have some sort of state-of-the-art ventilation system.
Right.
So all the establishments over that year
and then they said, no.
Well, exactly. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense to me.
Right.
You want to have a smoking section. You want it to be safe.
And then they just made it.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, fuck you. Well, they didn't say it like that. The government has a nicer way of saying that. But basically said no smoking in any establishment.
I remember talking to, it was the Havana Castle Cigar Shop on Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
They had built like they were going to do like a private club sort of thing.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Where you could pay
Like a
kind of like the
speakeasy?
Vapor, kind of like
Sure.
the Vapor Central. You pay $10 as a membership fee for the day.
Yeah.
You can come in and out or whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, they did that. They dropped a whole bunch of money on the ventilation and the cutting it off from the rest of the store and
right.
stuff like that, so people can go in and,
And then
have
it
a
became
drink or
illegal.
and then like the next day after they got it finished,
Yeah.
they came out and said, "Nope, can't do it."
See, that to me, I think is bullshit. And like, sorry, I'm gonna say something. Go ahead.
It just, I agree, bullshit, but that's more people being people, specifically governments.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
the same thing as like the 20-meter rule. It's an arbitrary rule, right? But
That's a silly, yeah.
it is silly. I get what they're going for, but it does not solve the issue.
Well, and
that you're-
there's certain areas where it seems ridiculous, and it's funny that you bring that up because I was picking my son up. Was it last year? Yeah, obviously, because he just started school today. Picking my son up last year at school, and I noticed a sign saying "No smoking within 20 meters of school property."
Right.
Yes.
So the school property ends at where the sidewalk starts.
Yes.
So that would be 20 meters from there, you can't smoke, but less than 20 meters from there is somebody's front porch.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So how is that?
How can you tell them they
How's
can't
that
smoke
fair?
on their own porch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion nobody would ever push for somebody in the Porsche.
Porsche. Don't touch the Porsche.
If you're in
I
a
get it, but
Porsche,
that's
you'll find.
technically the rule. So if somebody really wanted to be a dick and they
Yeah.
really wanted to give somebody a ticket,
Yeah.
technically, I mean, you could, then go to fucking people's court, and I'm sure they would throw.
They would throw it.
but-
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, if you're the person in the house, you know to not maybe smoke during school when they're coming in, leaving, sort of thing.
Out of respect,
Maybe.
yeah.
But again, I don't know. Yeah, I hear your
Yeah.
point, though. I hear your point. It's there again. I get why they make these rules. They just feel arbitrary to me, or they feel like they don't really solve the issue. But that's just me. That's just
Yeah, yeah.
They're not, in my opinion, they're not trying to solve the issue. They're simply trying to create that boundary to help keep kids healthy in this example, or non-smokers in general, people under medical duress, hospitals,
Yeah.
shit like this. And by extension, they're trying to make you a little bit more different than society.
Yeah, right. They're trying to oust you,
Ostracize you a bit.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Man, back in the day, imagine the 50s. Surgeons would be like working on your heart while smoking a cigarette.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't think we ever got to that level per se, but
Oh, yeah.
surgeons would smoke. I doubt they would have a cigarette in their fucking mouth as they're doing actual work.
According to pictures I've seen on the internet, they definitely has.
According to the internet. No, but like, yeah, no, I remember, because I remember even when I was smoking back in 1993, 1994, you were still able to smoke in the common areas in our mall.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I remember them.
Yeah,
You weren't
Yes.
able to go into the stores with a smoke.
No.
Yeah.
But out in the common, like,
Yeah, no,
between stores and stuff like
Remember
that.
that?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We didn't know shit about smoking.
No.
And we still don't. That's the other problem, too. The reality is, cigarettes may cause lung cancer. There's no direct link for everybody. So it's, but whatever.
Well, and
Again, not
they say-
everybody
I
wants
think
to smoke.
They say may because you have those 103-year-old people who are like, I've smoked 3 packs a day for
Yeah.
my whole life, and I'm
Sure.
just fucking fine. Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah. But
They
then you
don't
have
the cancers and whatnot.
But then you have other people, that are completely healthy, and yet
Mhm.
they've got heart conditions.
It
and things
increases
like
your risk.
that. Sure, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Could,
Yeah.
can increase your risk.
And
That's
again,
right.
But see, now here's the question: if you were smoking, is it because you're smoking something in general? Because we know smoke inhalation, regardless of what's burning, is not good.
correct.
Smoking weed, intaking the chemicals that are in marijuana isn't what's bad for you. It's the burning of
The carcinogens.
That's why
Yeah.
vaping, like you prefer to do, is
Yeah.
way better.
way
Yes.
safer.
Way
I'm sure
safer
it's,
for
you're
yourself.
still putting something in your lungs, so there's something bad from that, of course.
But it's
But
but
it's
it's a
not-
vape.
I
But
don't-
it's not the
But I don't think
carcinogens.
it's something. Well, not only
You're not
carcinogens,
burning.
but I don't think it's something that's doing permanent damage to your lungs.
I assume it's not either.
right.
Yeah.
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 You might have some minor
no,
risk.
it might be
but
Sure.
I could be wrong because it's probably leaving some sort of residue.
yeah.
Possibly.
It's like
yeah.
the vaping cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's
The e-cigarettes
e-cigarettes
thing.
thing.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
stupid fucking tampon thing. Stuff in their mouths.
Quit smoking
I remember that
tampons,
being
AJ.
a big thing where
I tried.
e-cigarette.
I can't do that whole vaping e-cig thing. My lungs. Nope.
I
My
tried them when
lungs
they
are way
first
too
came
fucked
out,
up
and
for
I
that.
thought,
I took a
This doesn't-
puff off of our buddies way back.
Way back.
Yeah, my favorite random way to get tobacco product, and I was at a sales festival or whatever the fuck want to call it in Vegas, because the company I worked for, and we happened to be on the subway, not the subway, but their upper train thing, trying to get from the convention to the hotel, blah blah blah.
Right.
And there was some dude, and he's selling to everybody on the car about a nicotine rub. It was a hand
really?
rub that you
Oh,
put on your
wow.
hands to get yourself. And he's like, if you're on a plane for things like that.
Oh,
So you're
that
gonna
way,
say you used to snorting it like
No,
the Chinese used to
no.
do or something.
I mean,
No.
the real addicted will, but
yeah, so I
Oh,
got
that's how it used to in like when
That's
it
how
was
they do it.
introduced
Yeah,
when it was
that's true.
introduced in China
Yep.
thousands of years
Yeah.
ago or whatever they were
snorting
Yep.
they were
nicotine.
snorting
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Now I still remember that stuff because it was one of those things where I tried it on the train, like, woo, this stuff is great. I got a couple of free packs.
Yeah.
Got on the plane, and it was one of those stupid meisms. I loved this shit
Oh wow.
because it made my hands feel good, and I would get like high
Was it
from
like
the
your hands
nicotine.
Oh
Smoke.
yeah, you get that buzz going.
I got a nice buzz going. I'm
wow.
like, maybe this is how I quit smoking. I don't think it ever became a real product. And in retrospect, I totally understand why. Fuck. This
fucking way
stuff-
more addictive.
Oh god, it's probably one of those things. Had it been real, I would have just started like slathering it all in my body.
Vaping in it.
You just seen Dave licking it.
Yeah.
Yelp. Yelp.
Yeah. Because I still remember when I was trying to quit and I tried the patch, because I thought, okay, this will help, right?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I got feeling good with the patch, but it was never
Now
the
I have
same.
a question for you.
Sure.
You tried the patch. I've tried the
did.
patch. How did you keep it lit?
With his awesome personality.
I have no idea how to respond to this. I love the question.
Yeah, AJ doesn't know how to use a patch.
Yeah, I tried the patch.
You're
Did not
supposed
work.
to roll it up and smoke it, right? That's the point.
Yeah, no, the patch never worked for me.
No, it makes me wherever it is, I get a rash.
I
So whatever they use
yeah.
as an adhesive, I can't.
can't do
My
it.
body can't.
Yeah, no.
Just
the gum
put it
never
on
worked
with
for me
the string.
either.
No, gum never worked for me either.
No. In the end, the only way I was able to stop was just okay. And
Good old
roughed it.
fashioned.
Oh, it's,
I've probably spent, I won't say just as much, but I spent enough money on cigarettes. I've probably spent just about as much enough money on things to help me quit smoking, because it's expensive.
Yep. They get you when you're coming in, get you when you're
Yeah.
coming out.
Like
Yep,
those patches ain't cheap, man. They're like
Yep,
$30
they're
a
not.
box.
Which
Yeah.
is why I didn't even bother using those. I might have tried
Yeah.
Nicorette gum at one time, but I wasn't really serious about quitting
yeah.
at that time.
I always remember the Nicorette gun choo choo in the gum.
Yeah.
Like
Wait.
that's the
Choo-choo
thing
in the
that
gum.
I
Wait.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Tell me how to chew gum.
Yes,
Fuck
I
you.
know, eh?
We gotta let it seep.
Yeah. I mean, you can try all the products, but they're only aids at the end of the
Yeah.
day. If you're not, they're only aids. That's right. If you don't want to quit, you're not going to. I think that's just ultimately.
If
how
you're
it
not
goes.
ready to
Ready, maybe the right,
really
Yeah.
And that's
fight
I
to
guess
the
that's
bitter.
that's the weird fight I'm having with myself right now.
Okay.
It's like I know I should. I probably want to, but not bad enough.
Yeah.
Well, let us talk about our quitting stories, and then maybe that'll
So
be
one
some
time I
inspiration.
quit smoking.
One time I quit smoking. It was for about an hour, and then I started. Up
Right.
I do remember doing that for so many years.
Well, let's talk about the one time. Fucking Dave
Well,
and I in
then
high
technically
school.
I've quit then.
Oh,
'cause I
yeah.
haven't had a smoke for like an hour and
There
a
you
half.
go. Dave and I thought we were going to be cool in high school and quit smoking, and we smoked pretty much the rest of our pack
yeah.
in like an afternoon.
Oh God.
Oh, were we fucking sick? That was a stupid idea. And I think we bought a pack like 2 days later.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so dumb. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Dave, tell us about your quitting journey when you finally did.
So for both my quitting journeys, the first and then the second, it was the same. I have no good story other than I stopped. So the first time it was we had firstborn, and I was being good boy, and I decided because of my child, I'm going to quit. I was 30 years old, or actually just before 30, but
Okay.
all those things. I'm going to make this work. And so I did it that way the first time, where I just stopped. Same with the second one. One thing I'll call there was a difference. So the first time I stopped, I had tried a few times to do the patches, the gum, all that random stuff. None of it worked in the end. I just had to do it. when I fell back into the trap because of a trip to Korea, I'm not blaming Korea, just me making stupid decisions.
Sure.
When I fell back into it, I did it maybe for 6-7 months, something of this nature.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I wasn't too bad, but I still became a smoker again.
Yeah.
When I did it that second time, I just went right to, okay, Dave, you did it once, let's do it again,
Yeah,
and
get
I
on it.
stopped.
That's probably why they say if you try to quit that way, it's probably easier the more you try, because you can tell yourself, okay, I did it for X amount of time. Let's see if I can do it for X amount of time and then some.
Yeah.
And then keep kind of.
It's a good framework to have in your mind, because it's something that is possible.
Right.
Because we all started smoking when we were really young, right? So you only really know a good majority of your life with smoking. So you have to kind of know what it's like without smoking to kind of.
That is hard.
It is hard. Yeah. So same with me.
I think the less you smoke, the easier it probably is too, because you
I think that helps.
You can remember that time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember a time where I didn't smoke. I mean, I can,
right.
but it's not as significant of a period
as when you did smoke.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's been over half my life.
Yeah. And I had 3 significant times that I've tried to quit. The first many, many years ago, and I might have quit for 6 months, 7 months. And then it was like, oh, I can smoke cigars. And then it was, I'll just buy a cigarello on my way to work.
Yeah,
and
I've been there before.
Oh, I'll just buy a couple, have one at work while I'm there. And all of a sudden I'm buying packs of them, and I'm inhaling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, I can't keep doing this. And you're back on cigarettes.
Yep.
The next time I quit was when we lived together.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
We both made a pact to quit. You didn't last a day. Oh, no, you lasted a day. And I used that spite to fuel me forward that I am going to continue quitting. And I did. I quit for, I don't know, 2.5.
And we smoked a lot of bags of cigarettes in New York just before that, too.
We sure did. We smoked a lot.
Bags. Yes, we could only
I'm not proud of that.
Afford. Yep.
tobacco to roll.
Yeah.
And then, about 2.5, 3 years. I'm not sure how long it was now. But I felt good about quitting. And I might have had like cigarette here and there some way, somehow. And not to blame, not like Dave blamed Korea, but I went to China for the first time, and smoking is much, well, I don't know about now, but that time much more widely accepted. And I fell right back in. Yep. I was there for almost 2 months, and we're just smoking like crazy, because you can smoke and shop and do all the fun stuff there.
So you can smoke like in stores?
Oh yeah.
Well, where would you put your smokes out?
They would bring ashtrays.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Bring your bottles of water and everything.
Yeah. The first time I went to South Korea, I still remember being in a business meeting and they're lighting cigarettes during the meeding.
Yeah. It's just the way they do it. I don't know what it's like now. They might be very different.
It's different now.
Yeah.
That sounds like Mad Men.
Well, it kind of is a little bit. Like, I mean, to think about it from, their perspective, it's just from the Korean business meeting perspective, it's comfort, because that's just what they know.
Right.
From our perspective, they want to get the sale. So they're going to do what they can to get the sale, right? Yeah. So it's like,
I get it in the business meeting thing too, because it's like, if it's a society where a majority of people smoke.
Yes.
So a majority of people in the business meeting are going to smoke.
Yeah.
Right.
So instead of interrupting the meeting for a smoke break,
yes,
just have a smoke.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in South Korea's defense, this is going back 15, 17 years ago.
A while back.
Yeah, it's going back. So now I do know nowadays that's not allowed, because I did a trip 5-6 years ago, something of this nature, and they don't allow the smoking the same way.
And from what I gather from my sources in China, it's going the same way as here too. There's less and less of that stuff. But when I was there, I was paying the least 50 cents a pack of cigarettes, the most like $4 for a pack for cigarettes. So it was easy to just keep smoking. And then when I came back, I was paying $12 for a small pack of cigarettes.
Right.
I'm like, I think I'm done. I think this is it, because I couldn't keep doing I couldn't keep spending that for something, or go to a cheaper version of what I wanted.
Shit.
I can't fucking do that. Like, my dad would be a guy, shout out to my dad, but he'd go and buy cigarettes from like the Reserve. And if you're a smoker, you know what Reserve cigarettes are.
I can't do Reserve.
I can't.
Smokes.
I just can't. And he was kind enough to give me a bag. And I'm like, do you really love me or not?
Freezer.
I definitely can't do the bags.
No.
The bags, I'm pretty sure, are the shit that they sweep up off the floor after they make the ones in the packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what goes into there. So I don't know. I felt to myself, I'm not going to smoke just for the sake of smoking. I want to smoke what, like your buddy said. I want to smoke the good shit. I want to smoke the stuff that I want.
Right.
If I can't afford to do that, then fuck it. I don't want to smoke.
Well, and plus it is bad for you.
Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But the end of the day, it just came down to that choice. And then little by little, what got me through it though, and this is what I always tell people that are trying to quit. I remember what it was like to become a smoker. It was not an overnight thing.
Oh, no.
It took us a long time to get there. So the journey to become a non-smoker is also a long journey.
Yeah. Just harder.
I don't remember my journey to become a smoker, therefore.
There you go.
I remember mine. I remember doing the stupid silliness where, I'd be young and we'd try to have too much cigarette and I'd feel sick. And
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact.
No, I remember like smoking in my closet, or we had the window in my room right outside. There was like it wasn't like a patio or anything, but it was a tiny little roof.
Right.
I had that in my room
because there was like an enclave on the floor.
Yeah,
below.
I had that.
So I'd sit out there and I'd smoke.
I did that when I was a teenager. My sister and I
go for a walk.
Yeah, my sister and I hooked up.
But it was easy for me to get away with it because my dad smoked and he smoked in the house.
Right.
So it wasn't like my mom was smelling something that was off.
Yeah.
If I was walking by or something.
Right.
It was probably just one of those, a waft of cigarette smell because Pete smoked in the house.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I have to admit for myself, I never really hid it once I became that true smoker. Well, let me rephrase this. I didn't hide it from my mom because, in fact, she would often buy me cigarettes. Don't tell my mom I said
because parenting.
Well, it was just one of those. She's like, of all the things, she's like, okay, you can have that addiction, just don't do cocaine or marijuana back in those days. Funny enough.
That came later.
I never told my dad though, which is funny because he's the smoker in the family, but I knew that when he found out, it was going to be a whole freak out.
Shit was going to hit the fan.
Yeah. I still remember when you came up and you and I went out for just a true cigarette. And he got upset thinking we went out for a joint. I'm like, no, Dad, we just went out for a smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool with that. I was like, I felt fucking like, I'm sure my face was white as all hell. Like, what?
You thought we went out and got high,
and I was
something.
Like, I thought it was cool smoking, man. I thought it was too. I swear. It was a good time.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Oh yeah, I remember being busted a couple times.
Yeah.
I never got busted. I got lucky. My brother got busted before I did. My brother has someone write some shit in his yearbook about not bumming cigarettes off them. So my dad read it, gave my brother trouble for it. But like, well, just so you know, Dad, I smoke occasionally. It's like, oh, okay, because he was already focused on Josh. It's like, I was like, yeah, it was one of the only times I was able to use that card in my relationship with my brother and my father. Okay, so I never really ever gotten shit for smoking cigarettes. I'd love to see my dad try to give me shit for smoking cigarettes and how much he smokes.
Well, I think my dad credit because when he found out that I was a smoker, he's like, so I'm not going to get you into trouble because I'm a smoker, but I am going to try and stress to tell you, stop as soon as you can.
Stop.
No, I give him credit. Yeah.
He's right.
Like he's actually stopped now.
Sure. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad just quit, actually.
Yeah.
He's 72 this year. And
oh, wow.
Been smoking since he was a young guy and grew up in the 50s and whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's cool to do it.
My dad's 63. He's quit as well. He's still a little early, like 4 months in. But
Oh, I'm surprised my dad. Yeah, I'm amazed my dad's made it this far.
Yeah.
Because he would do the same thing, after this, I quit smoking, but I still smoke Captain Blacks.
Right.
But it's only once in a while.
Yeah.
It's only, I buy a pack, but the pack lasts me a week.
It's crazy.
And now the pack only lasts me a day and a half.
Yeah.
Right, kinda. Sure. And then he just decided, I'm done.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
So,
Once you're done, you're
I'm
done.
proud of him. Yeah.
That is good.
What about you, AJ? You think about quitting?
Thinking.
Yeah.
But again, I made that, I want to, but how much?
Okay.
Is kind of
Are you ready to do the fight?
I'm at, right? Yeah. Am I ready to fight it?
Yeah. Because there's no other way.
Because it makes me feel like crap. My throat hurts, like coughing and
makes you
wheezing and
you will cough and spit up way more I'd say about a month after you finally stop.
Yep. And it goes on for a good couple of weeks.
Well, I noticed that I attempted not too long ago, but I was still doing the Captain Black fucking thing, right? But I noticed I was still coughing up fucking.
Yep.
More noticeably in the shower because I think maybe the steam and it kind of loosens you up and stuff like that. But like even smoking the Captain Blacks, I'd say regularly, I noticed coughing up a whole bunch of crap, which again leads me back to the is it just the nicotine? Is it just the tobacco that's affecting you that negatively, or is it all the other shit?
It's a combination of all, is my suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it is just a suspicion.
It is. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's again, that's why I say.
Well, if you want us to hold you accountable,
that's why I
let us
say
know.
it's a question.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like I need to figure out a way where if I do slip, I'm not going to feel shame.
Then that's on you. Don't feel shame. Deal with it.
That's on how people treat you if you do that as well, though.
Yeah, but it's also how you take that. Like, you can live your life, and if you do have a cigarette, like we just told you, it took us multiple times to quit cigarettes.
Oh, it takes every fucking smoker multiple times.
Okay, you can hold me. I guess my point is you can hold me accountable, but don't be a dick.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
You have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day.
Doesn't matter what the fuck other people say.
Right.
It's you to yourself.
Well, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, in your mind, it's like, fuck it, I'm going to have a cigarette, man. And that's it. You have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't need that cigarette, man. All right, that's it. You don't need a cigarette. All right, that's all on you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just saying, if you want, we can be there. If not, that's cool too. You know, my take on smoking is smoke, don't smoke, live your life, enjoy it. I am not here to tell anybody what they should or should not
As long
do.
as you're being responsible for your actions, which in a lot of ways nowadays you have to be with the
Yeah.
cost of cigarettes, at least here in Canada.
Absolutely.
Things like
But that comes part and parcel with it all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice.
if you have
Live your
kids,
life.
don't smoke in your house.
Try not to do that.
No,
Like,
don't.
Yeah,
if
just
you
don't
have
do that.
children, don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things. I'm not blaming my father, but like I remember always doing the drive
don't
up.
smoke them.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, definitely don't smoke the children. That's bad on multiple levels.
Case in point, I don't mean to call on my dad, but to your point, I don't smoke anymore, so I don't smell cigarette smoke all the time anymore.
Yeah.
But my dad does, and he does smoke in the house. Brought my dog there. We were there for maybe a total of 2 hours, 2.5 hours. My dog smelled like cigarettes for like 3 days afterwards.
Yeah.
So there you go. It does kind of stick around. So I mean, if you got kids, maybe.
To be honest, if it's your home, fuck, it's your home. You do you. But if you have children or somebody that
be cognizant.
you gotta, in my opinion, at least smoke out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or smoke in one room with the window wide open. Still not
Something.
great, but it's a something at least.
It's a something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be good.
Be good. If you're gonna smoke,
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Be responsible.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna talk to people as an ex-smoker or non-smoker to smokers, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You know, people are people.
Yeah.
Doing a thing.
That makes us want to smoke.
And you know what? If you're a smoker and you see someone else not smoking, don't be a dick. They don't smoke. No big deal.
And if you're still a breathing human, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Unless you're funny, then you can be a dick all you want.
Isn't
In the context of just being funny.
Yes.
You're allowed to be a dick in the context
In-
of being just funny in that fun way.
That's what
Right.
that's what it says in the Torah.
That is, yeah. It is actually. I think it's like right after the forward from Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's the Quran.
fuck.
Oh, Quran. Okay.
Yeah, the Torah is the Jewish one.
The Jewish one. Okay, then Abraham.
So that's after the
Abraham.
forward from Moses.
Moses. Okay. That's
Moses letter from Moses to Abraham,
Right. Right. That's exactly, yeah, because they're connected.
who begat Isaac.
For sure. And our next episode, we're going to talk religion, folks. Ready for that? No, just kidding.
Oy vey, Muzin, nine.
My spaghetti monster all the way.
Well, gentlemen, any other topics of smoking do you want to chat about?
No, this was a good one. I'm
It's
happy.
bad. Okay.
Yeah, I recommend don't start if you have not begun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, as somebody who does smoke, no.
Yeah.
If I could do one, if somebody gave me a time machine and said, you have one chance to go back
one shot.
and do something
Hmm.
to fix something that you feel might not be working out or blah, 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 I would probably tell myself, don't smoke.
And lose yourself in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably be like, I'd go back in time to my 10, 11, 12-year-old self and be like, no, don't. This is stupid.
touch it,
this
you
is
dumbass.
bad. This is, like all that shit that they're telling you on TV and fucking your parents are telling you and stuff like that, they are right.
Yeah.
Don't smoke.
I would say, as someone who is a former tenured smoker who smoked a lot, whatever you think it is, if you're starting, it's definitely not worth it.
No.
It's not what you think it is.
No.
Yeah.
You can still hang out with people who smoke if you don't smoke.
That's right.
Yep.
Definitely are. Yeah.
You know, in no way does it make you cool or seem cool or be able to hang out with the cool kids. You can still hang out with the cool kids if you don't smoke.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then find some other cool kids to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peer pressure. No.
It's true.
Right.
Anything else?
No.
All right. And you out there, are you a smoker? Are you not a smoker? Do you have thoughts on these things? Maybe you vape.
I'm
We
just
don't know.
good looking.
Yeah, that's true. You are smoking. He's a smoke show right here.
He's smoking.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry to interrupt your end there,
It's
but
all
it just
good.
popped in my head.
But we want to hear from you. We want to know your thoughts on smoking and the like. Maybe you're into vaping. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're into still smoking pipes, cigars, whatever. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on smoking and all the like. And if you like what we're doing here, we have ourselves a little link in our description. You can throw us a buck or two or whatever you want to support our channel. And outside of that, if you're not feeling well in the upstairs department in your mental state, just so you know, you matter, not just to us, but to those around you. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people going through what you're going through. So if you're not comfortable talking with anybody in your area, we will have some links in our description so you can seek out the help that you might need. But until next time, I've been Harvey.
I'm the Dave. Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's the other one with a bad nicotine problem.
That's why he sounded the way he sounded.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, but now I want to sound like Darth Vader.
Because he's so cool.
Damn. If I smoke, I'll sound like Darth Vader?
Eventually,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
you will. Especially if you
When
get a
they do the
ventilator.
I'm not
throat
quitting
thing.
now.
Start with
The throat.
the trach rig.
Then it'll sound like this. Drives at McDonald's.
That's right. And just like that, you got yourself sarcastically distracted. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
Oy vey.